pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 should be done. If those are not done, regardless of the reason, those are homework pages, okay? Shh. Guys, I don't mind where you're working, but you have to turn your voices off. We're back to reviewing the parts of a fraction here. All right, this is the numerator. This is the denominator. A rational number is a number that can be written as the ratio of two integers. Just reading. Simplest form is when the numerator and denominator share no common. Jason, I need you to go all the way over there. All I hear is you talking. I can't even hear what you're saying. So if you could just be quiet, I won't have an issue. Cool? Can you be quiet? That'd be great. When the numerator and denominator share no common factors other than what? Than 1. So if I can divide them both by something, I have to do that. All right. So if we write each of these fractions in simplest form, what can I divide both the 4 and the 30 by? Think about your divisibility rules. 2. So if I divide the top by 2, I also have to divide the bottom by 2. Remember, we can multiply or divide anything by 1 without changing it. And this is like 2 over 2, right? So that is like multiplying it by 1 or dividing it by 1. So what is 4 divided by 2? And what is 30 divided by 2? Do 2 and 15 share any common factors? That's a multiple. Negative. I think that's the same. Oh, yes. 30 is a multiple. So we're thinking back to factors. So remember, the factors are the two numbers that multiply to make it. Like 8 is 1 and 8, 2 and 4. 20 is 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. So essentially we're asking, can we divide them by anything besides 1? Okay. How about 2 and 14? 2 again. 2 is usually always something we can probably start with if they're even, right? Remember, this is still negative. It doesn't change its sign. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. Thanks. All right. Yes. These end in a 5 or a 0, so we can divide them both by 5. What times 5 is 15? What times 5 is 40? Good grief, gentlemen. What am I gonna do? Yes. Well done, Jacob. Jacob says we're dividing by 2. Is it still negative? 2 times what is 22? This one's a little trickier. We might have to use our multiplication table. 2 times what gives me 34? There's 34, so this is 17. What could I divide the next one by? Four won't go into 10, but 2 will. All right, it's negative, guys. You're making me yell, number 1, and you're making this take forever. 2 times what is 10? This is a little tricky. What's half of 6? And half of 2? So 2 times 31 is 62, okay? What can I divide both of these by? Yes. Probably because 10 kids have bounced their booty there. Is that what you said? Bounce their booty? Thank you for that explanation. A 6th grader's dad, Corbin Garrison's dad, he donated these rugs from Von Ryan's. What? From Von Ryan's. He owns Von Ryan's, the furniture store. All right. What can I divide these both by, Jay? What can I divide these both by? Okay, I could. If I divide them both by 3, I end up with 6 and 8. Notice they're still even, so I have to keep dividing them, right? What can I divide? So I could have divided them by 6 the first time, but it's okay if we just divide them by 3, because now we're going to divide them by what, Kyra? 2. So eventually it should become 3/4. But do you see, if we had divided this by 6, we would have already been to the 3. This we would have been to the 4. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying sometimes we'll have to keep dividing if we're not dividing by the greatest common factor. That's perfect. And I would do something rather than just stare at it for sure. Perfect. 9 and 108. Here's my question. Does 9 go into 108? It should, because it adds to 9. So if I divide by 9, I know 1 times 9 gives me that 9. What times 9 gives me 108? Yes, good job, Roman. All right. What can I divide 14 and 30 by? 7 won't go into 30, but they're both even, so I would start there. 7 is prime, so that's it. And this is 15, right? What can I divide 6 and 40 by? 2 again. I forgot to show that. So this is a 3, and this is a half of 40 is 20. All right. I want to show you something like pretty much every day when I have a negative in front of the fraction, say I'll say this is 1/7, so we'll write it simplified. Say I have it in front of the fraction. This also equals -1/7, and it equals 1/-7. Those three things are equivalent. You will see why that's important to know, but I'm going to continue to teach that over and over. If we have a negative in front of a fraction, we can leave it in front of the fraction, or we could attach it to the numerator, or we could attach it to the denominator. Could I attach it to both the numerator and the denominator? No, because then it would be positive, right? Because negative divided by a negative would be positive. All right. Improper form. This is when the numerator, good, is greater than the denominator. A mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. So this would be like 18/4. And we could say 4 1/2 would be a mixed number. Boys, your pencils should be moving. Your mouth should not be. All right. Here we go. Here comes the fun part. No, I'm not. What does the fraction bar mean? Divide. So I'm really thinking 16 divided by 4. What is 16 divided by 4? 4. So this is my mixed number. Yeah, just help yourself to my pencil there, Allie. That is my pencil. If you come and take something off my desk, guaranteed it's probably mine. All right. So sometimes we'll just get a whole number, but sometimes we will not. So we're really thinking 28 divided by 16. How many groups of 16 could I take from 28? Just one. So I have a whole number of 1. Don't forget that it's negative. And if I take 16, right? Because a whole group would be 16. What's 28 minus 16? 12. So I have 12 remaining out of what? 16. Is this simplified? No. I still have a -1, but what can I divide out of the 12 and 16? Why not? So I could divide these both by 4. What's 12 divided by 4? What's 16 divided by 4? 4. Are we done? We're not done. We have to do all of this. What's 18 divided by 5? I have no more room on my paper. Yes. You do have to simplify these because it's good practice. What's boys, spread apart. Thank you, Jason. 5 times what gives me 18? How close can I get to 18 without going over? That's 3 wholes. If 3 times 5 is 15, what do we have remaining? 3. And my denominator always, always, always stays the same. Okay? How many groups of 4 can I take from 23 without going over? So follow the 4. Looks like 20 is the closest I can get. That's 5 wholes. We just said 5 wholes were 20. So that's what I'm subtracting from my numerator. What's 23 minus 20? 3. What's my denominator? 4. My denominator stays the same. How many groups of 6 can I take out of the 11? 1. 1 is 6, right? One group would be 6. So what's 11 minus 6? 5. Denominator stays the same. This is negative, so I'm going to start there. How many groups of 9 can I take out of 42? Follow the 9 right here. 36, which is 4 groups. So I have negative 4 because I have 4 groups. 4 times 9. Guys, why am I shouting? Not 39. 36. 4 times 9 is 36. What's 42 minus 36? It takes 4 to get to the 40 and then 2 more. So 6. And this is out of the same denominator. What can I divide the numerator and denominator by? 3. So this is equal to negative 4. What's 6 divided by 3? 2. And what's 9 divided by 3? 3. It's kind of blurry when it's dark. Sorry. So negative 4 2/3. Woo! That was a lot of work. Are you ready? Here we're going to take the whole times the denominator plus the numerator. My denominator is going to stay the same. Make sure you know what to do. Whole, zippy your lippies. Whole times the denominator plus the numerator. I'm going to throw your phone out the window. It doesn't matter. Your denominator should stay the same. You're still working, yet you didn't take a single one of these notes. Yeah, because you're texting. Your phone should be put away. Put it away or I'm taking it away. I've told you that twice already. Okay, but you need these notes right here. Whole times the denominator plus the numerator. All right, so let's do it. What is 2 times 9? 18 plus what's on top? 2. This is 20 over 9. We're trying to turn these into improper fractions. This is an improper fraction, so we're done. We know this is negative, right? So we have 5 times 3, which is what? 15 plus the 1 on top makes what? So we have negative 16 over 3. Try this one. Try 18. times what? Which is plus what? 3, and it's going to be out of 7. (24/7). This one's negative. What's 4 times 4? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 1. 17. Why are you only on 18? All right. 6 times 8. Remember how I told you you need to know your multiplication facts? Here's why. Plus 1. 49. My denominator stays the same. One reason I keep moving is because when I stop moving, I have to get you to be quiet again every single time. If I write slower, then I lose my train of thought. What's 11 times 2? What's 11 times 2? 22. Plus 1 is 23. My denominator stays the same and it is negative. All right, now it is your turn. Your turn. And notice we have negative 23 halves is that last one. All right, we're going to jump to page number 11. All right, do you want to do some of these together, or are you going to do all of them by yourself? Some together. All right, what can I divide both of these by? Guys, if you want to do these together, you got to shut your mouths. I can divide them both by what? 2. So this is equal to 8/9. Can I divide those by anything else besides 1? No, so we're done. What can I divide these both by? 3. We know it's negative. What is 6 divided by 3? 2. What's 3 divided by 3? And 9 divided by 3 is 3. So negative 2/13. Both of these numbers are prime. So that's it. What can I divide both of these by? So this is negative. What goes on top? And a 4 on the bottom. Very good. What can I divide these by? Yes, very good. All right, if I divide, guys, zippy. If you started dividing by 3, that would work, but then you would have to divide by 3 again. What's 18 divided by 9? What's 45 divided by 9? What can I divide these by? If I divide by 4, it'll take a step out. So this is negative 5 over 16. Oh man, I'm only leaving you with 1. I was only going to do the top 3. Silly me. All right. This is how I do these. What's 7 divided by 5? How many groups of 5 could I take out of 7? 1. So that's 1 whole. If I take 5 out of that group, how many do I have left there? 2. What's my denominator? It stays the same. All right. Don't worry about my negative for now. How many? You have to do it on your own. Number 6. I was going to leave you all those on the bottom row, but I got a little carried away. How many groups of 4 could I take out of a group of 30? So 6 is close. I can take 1 more. I can take 7 because 7 times 4 is what? That would be taking 28 out. And then I have a remainder of 2. What can I do here though? Divide by 2. So this is 7 and 1/2. So this is also negative. Jacob, I'm really over the noise making. It's going to be another minor referral today. When those things add up, I have to call home, write a major referral, all the things. Don't make more work for me. Do your work. How many groups of 12 could I take out of 42? 3. How many groups of 12 would that, how many groups would that be? If I took 3 groups of 12, how many would that be? 36. 4, and then 2 more makes 6. Yes, 3 and 1/2. Do you see we can divide them both by 6 there? All right, I won't get carried away this time. Remember, you're thinking about this like 7 divided by 5. That's kind of how you're thinking about it. When we're going into improper fractions, we're doing the wheel, right? Whole number times the denominator. What's 2 times 7? 14. Plus the denominator. Plus 2. Remember, my denominator stays the same. So this is 16 over 7. Again, we're following the wheel. We're multiplying. What's 1 times 12? 12 plus 11. 23 over, what's my denominator? 12. And it is negative, so be careful with that. Last one I'm going to do. 7 times 6. 42. Plus what? Plus 1. Good. Is 43. And this is out of 6. And it is negative. So you only need to do numbers 1 through 12. No, I'm sorry. 1 through 18. 1 through 18. You're doing 1 through 18. Please listen. So you need to do 6, 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, and 18. You got about 14 minutes. You don't have you have your planner right in front of you. It's not big enough. I will as soon as I know everybody's done with these notes. Yes, you may. No, you're fine. All right. All right, I'm gonna take this down and put up the multiplication chart. I'll bring this back to you boys who have been messing around back there.